the queen of the weekend now for what the Wonder Woman Chichi standing in for V Candy. Here's hoping you're having a beautiful Tuesday morning, yeah? So, right, we're about to get into teenzim.com hot issues for parents and teenagers. And Coach Tafadzwa is in the building. We get straight into it after this.
They play good music.
Highly recommended.
They're funny.
Everything. I can't say any one of them is bad. They're all good.
Woo! They play the best music in the world.
The beat, the vibe, the sound, the station. Star FM, sounding good all the time.
I love it.
They play all the songs. They play all the songs that I love the most.
It makes me feel good.
Changing lives every weekday. The Morning Galaxy on Star FM, sounding good all the time.
So, right, welcome to teenzim.com hot issues for parents and teenagers. And joining me in the studio, his name is Coach Tafadzwa. He's a life coach with over a decade of experience working with teenagers, preteens, and parents both in Zimbabwe and abroad. He leads the Edutainment Center and is a popular book, My Dating App. Good morning to you, Coach.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm lovely, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Last week before schools open,
Yes.
I know some you know what?
Oh, yeah.
There's a time that I stop and I'm like, you know what? I somewhat feel like we were okay, you know, because holiday when like my holiday lessons, you would go for 2 weeks and then
I don't even remember going for holiday lessons.
no,
like
but then the holiday lessons actually it wasn't mandatory. It was one of those varkuda, you know.
Yeah.
So you'd go for 2 weeks and then you've got another 2 to 3 weeks of just staying at home. But now it's like most schools, it's mandatory for certain
Yes.
classes to be in school during
True.
holidays, and I'm like because
Yeah.
even when schools are open, you find that mangwe wanaenda kuchikoro even on Saturdays.
Yes.
And I'm like, guys,
Sundays even.
like yo,
Yeah.
even Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Even Sundays, yeah.
You know what? I'm blessed I went to school when I did because yo, and then there was high school with those many books. I was looking at the primary school kids' bag.
Mm-hmm.
They're carrying over 10 books.
Yes.
And I was like, this was me in Form 1, where you had to carry like at least 14 to 16 books a day until my lockers, buy a locker, kuchikoro, whatever. But you had to carry a lot of books, and that was a lot of work. And now you...
A lot of book before you study your timetable.
Yes.
After you've set in your timetable, it's
Then-
not as many
Yeah,
books
not
as
as
But
many.
even
You
not
just
as
carry a
many, but
few.
you still carry at least 10 books.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But nowadays, yeah, it's a lot of work.
I look at these kids and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be you. But at the same time, yeah, your curriculum is like amazing. But so, I don't know. Anyway, Coach, it is the last lap.
Yes. So we are almost getting into the Jacaranda season. And it's quite a favorite for many for the obvious reasons, obviously.
Jacaranda.
Especially those who love photo shoots.
Yes.
But it's not it's oh, you don't like Jacaranda
Or then
season?
it comes with allergies as well sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes with allergies.
No.
But today we're not talking about the allergies. Neither are we talking about the
About
photo shoots.
shoots.
We're talking about exams.
That's why I don't
That's why
like
you
it.
don't
Don't
like
like
it.
jacarandas.
They're a reminder, isn't
Yes, because it's closed.
Yeah.
it? Okay.
So there are grade 6s who are going to be writing their checkpoint. There
Yeah.
are Form 2s who are also going to be writing their checkpoint. We've got grade 7s who are going to be writing their final ZIMSEC exams. We've got O-level students. Then we also have A-level students. We have AS, those who are taking their AS exams. And then we've got those who are going to be taking their Form 6 exams. So these are the people that I want to talk to, or rather I would like to talk to parents who've got kids who are going to be writing their final exams. And this is the final lap. And you need to do all you can because this is the final stage. You know, think about it this way. You are in a relay and you're the last person to be given the baton. You need to make sure that you run as fast as you can because this is the final lap. You can't afford to trip. You can't afford to fall because you're the last person. So I would like to talk about how, as parents, you can support your children through this period. So number one, from what we were discussing, kids nowadays have got a lot of work and some of their work is overwhelming. So what they need is empathy. You need to empathize with them. Yes, we all did grade 6, we all did grade 7, but it was very different during our time. Now there's lots more work and we need to empathize with them. So I'll just talk about some of the things here, practical things that you can do as a parent to support your children. So the first one, it's rather a something that you shouldn't do. So do not project your fears or anxieties on your children. So more often than not, you would overhear parents in the presence of their child talking to each other and saying, "Eh, mwana wangu ndikutomutyira anoisimudza I don't know, ari kunetswa nechakati ari kuita sei." So you are concerned, you are anxious about your child, but then you're speaking this in your child's presence. So you're projecting your fears on them. Maybe they were confident and they were thinking that I've prepped enough and I'm going to make it, but because you're speaking these negative words in their presence, these negative words are going to have an impact, a negative effect in their lives, because words are powerful. They can empower or they can destroy. So you do not want to destroy their confidence through your words, because it's not just about the ability, but it's also about the confidence. A child who was prepared, I don't know if you've seen this, sometimes a child is prepared, they want to give a speech in front of a crowd. They've given it, they've practiced it, they've given it even before you and a small crowd, and they were doing it perfectly. But the moment they get to the crowd, because of fear, because of a lack of confidence, all of a sudden they forget everything that was already in their head. All of this time you thought they were acing it, but because of that lack of confidence on that particular time, they can't do it. So sometimes kids will fail in an exam. Teenagers will fail in an exam, not because they are not well prepared, not because they do not know, but because of a panic attack. And some of what can worsen the situation are the words that you as a parent speak to your children. So try and keep your fears and your anxieties to yourself. In their presence, make sure that you speak positivity, make sure that you are encouraging. Then number 2, it's important to validate their feelings. So if they are feeling a little anxious or a little concerned about something, first validate their feelings. Once you've done that, they then give you the opportunity to encourage them. They then give you the opportunity to advise them. You know, we've this tendency to feel like because we've passed through a certain stage, you've I don't know if you've heard people saying exam grade 7, but what you do not realize is you're saying that because now you're an adult, and throughout your life you've had to go through many other exams, so you're speaking from a point of experience. But to the grade 7, this is their first major exam. They've never had anything like it before. They don't have anything that they've experienced which is comparable. So you need to validate how they're feeling about these exams, and you shouldn't trivialize it. They want to be a PhD student, I gonna ka O level, ka ordinary level. To them it matters, and to them this is the biggest thing happening in their lives. So be there, do not trivialize how they're feeling, validate their feelings. And then the next thing here that I've written is create a conducive and supportive environment for your child. So what do I mean by this? So maybe there are certain household chores that your child was responsible for all along, but now because it is the final lap, this is their final month before they start exams. For example, grade 7, they're going to be starting this month. So they've got very a little time left before they start their exams. So you could excuse them from certain chores just to show that you're supportive. Maybe your house is kind of confined, and then in the dining room that's the only space that they are able to study, but then there are other siblings who normally want to be watching their TV and all of that. So you could be there, support, and say to the younger siblings, for this month or for this weeks, would you please excuse your brother or your sister and let them study. Just that support is important psychologically, even to the child. They will know that I've got a supportive mom, I've got a supportive dad, and they will do all they can to make you proud because they know you're supportive. Maybe they go to school all the time by a school bus, or maybe by combis, and then you say, on your exam week or exam weeks, I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to make sure that I'll drive you to school, and on the way to school you're talking to them, you're helping them to calm down. Those little things do matter, because a child will realize that you're taking their exams seriously, and so they will also take their exams seriously. You know, there's something that sometimes parents do not know. You know, there are those times when schools would ask you to come and support your kids. Maybe your child is into chess or is into cricket or whatever sport, and then the schools ask you to come and support them, watch them when they play. It's not really about the game itself, but it's just about your presence. You don't know how a child will feel in the field. Kuti mama wangu varipo. They'll go all the way. Even agave injured, they try and continue playing because they feel your support from wherever position you're at. So it's important to just be there for the child. That the child will appreciate that, and it will make a difference in their ultimate performance. And then the next thing that I've written here is it's important to be present, but not necessarily be the pressure. So some parents are present in a very pressurizing way, like chistad hey unofoira munotifoira munoita say, until it becomes choking. So if you want to study and you've got that voice really pushy behind you, it's difficult for you to even concentrate on whatever it is you're doing. So being present is just having those regular check-ins. Are you okay? Do you have everything you need? Is there a book you think we need to buy you? Do you want me to help you wake up at a certain time so that you study? So you are present, you are there, and your child will appreciate that. And you can even collaborate with your child's teachers. So this is the last month. Just give a call to some of your child's teachers, find out how your child is doing. How can I support as a parent from this end? A lot of times if you do that, a teacher wouldn't have even thought about it, and they don't even have like a ready answer. They may mumble at first, but if you show that you're the kind of parent who's always checking in, the next time a teacher sees a call from you, they know what you're going to be asking for, so they will take your call seriously and they'll actually give you advice which will work. So this is what happens. And then the next thing, also I've talked about regular check-ins, just to find out how your child is doing, even in terms of feelings. It's not just the academic side, how well they feel they have prepared, but you're also checking in. Are they feeling anxious? Are they confident? If it's if they're too anxious, then you may actually need to do something about it. Maybe liaise with the school, get them to talk to the school counselor, or maybe get a counselor somewhere who will help them, because these are critical exams in their lives. The A levels, what they will get will determine whether or not they will get that scholarship maybe that they have applied for. The result that they will get will determine whether or not they pursue their first love in terms of careers or not. So these are critical exams, and it's important to put in all the support you can. Sometimes we feel like dura very expensive, but it may be more expensive kuti mwana azodzokorodza later, because still you're going to need to send them to school if they don't get pull out the right results. So you'd rather invest and ensure that this first time everything goes on well and they excel. So these are some of the things that you can do as a parent to support your child. But I know that some teens out there may also be listening, and I just have a few things. Or maybe before I go to that, praying is important, and this is the time that I would advise. If you want to pray, if you want to fast, please do it now, and avoid doing it during exams, because during exams you need to be well hydrated, you need to be well fed so that your mind is functioning perfectly. So if you want to pray and do all of that, do it now, so that when it's exam time, you go there, you are prepared. And parents, also make sure that your children are well hydrated. We are in the hot season. They need to drink lots of water, and they just need a good breakfast before they go to school for the exams. So to the teenagers and everyone else who's writing their exams, I would like to say this to you. This is the final lap, so you need all your concentration on your books. Gaming can wait. I know you want to do that, but it can wait. It's just a month, and after that you realize you're done with exams. What wanted too much time, which you do not even know how to use. So certain things can wait. Maybe you are into clubs, maybe you are into sports. There are so many things that you do at school, but for now, for the sake of your final exams, you can just put them on hold and concentrate on your exams. And also have a reality check. If I were to write my exams right now, how would I do in all these subjects? And then give yourself a realistic mark. And then the next thing you ask yourself, so what do I need to do to move from this mark that I think I'm going to get to the mark that I need to get. So you then come up with goals. You then come up with specific actions that you need to take. It may be you need to go have one-on-ones with teachers. It may be that it will be more beneficial for you if you spend the remaining month doing extra lessons rather than going back to school because you don't feel prepared. And if you're just going to go along with everyone else, the assumption is revise, yet there's so many basics you haven't yet mastered, and you feel like you need to be out of the school system for now and get teachers to help you one-on-one so that you pull your socks. It's important to say that to your parents. So don't pretend as if everything is okay if everything is not okay. And then what I also want to say is that crashes can wait. There are things that can happen. Don't invest your energy, don't invest your time into things that could affect you. I mentioned crashes because these things will affect your heart. So imagine you date someone, and then just before your math exam they break up with you. When you're busy studying for that chemistry exam, you receive a message saying, I can't do this anymore. I mean, how is that going to affect your concentration? How is that going to affect your ultimate results? With a doctor, and then because this happened on that chemistry exam, you're not fully prepared, you get a C there and walked on 12 points, yet you had potential to get 15 points, and with your 12 points you can't do what you wanted to do, and it's all because of that crash. Who, when you then look back at and now you're in life and you're like but anyways, so this is the time to be like really serious. So if you're a parent and you've got a child who's going to be writing exams, especially grade 7s, I've got a program that I'll be running that I think will really be beneficial to your child. So feel free to just send in your name and your child's name to my WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is 0773 606 728. 0773 606 728. And if you're a teen and you also want to get in touch, please feel free to just send me a WhatsApp message on that number as well.
So this has been teenzim.com, hot issues for parents and teenagers, a segment we bring to you every Tuesday right here on The Morning Galaxy. And his name is Coach Tafadzwa. He's a life coach with over a decade of experience working with teenagers, preteens, and parents both in Zim and abroad. He leads an entertainment center and has a popular book, My Dating App. Coach, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
You're most welcome.
Looking forward to having you again next week. So right, we are Star FM, sounding good all the time. It's 11. It's time for